Okay, let's jump right in. We're talking about one of the most powerful mental frameworks for performance ever created. It's called the inner game, and it's all about winning the battle that really matters, the one happening inside your own head.
I mean, have you ever had that feeling, that sinking sensation where you just know you can do something, but you just can't get out of your own way? It's a totally universal struggle, and it's the exact problem we're going to unpack today.
You know what I'm talking about. Maybe you've stood over a simple golf putt and just thought about it so much your hands felt like they weren't yours. Or maybe you've frozen up in the middle of a big presentation, suddenly feeling every single pair of eyes on you. That feeling, that tension, that self-doubt where you're just your own worst critic, that is the inner game. And the good news? It's a game you can absolutely learn to win.
So, to figure out how to win, we first need to meet the players. And it turns out there are two of them, and they're both inside you. It all started back in 1974. There was this tennis coach, W. Timothy Galloway, and he was watching his students and had this just revolutionary insight. He realized the opponent that truly mattered wasn't the person on the other side of the net. Nope. The real opponent, the one causing all the major problems, was inside our own minds.
And he gave this internal fight a name, the inner game. It's that constant match we're all playing against our own nervousness, our lapses in focus, and that really crippling self-doubt. See, this isn't about your physical skills, it's all about mastering your own mind.
Galloway broke it all down into two key players, our two selves. First, you've got self one, the teller. Think of this as the chattering critic in your head, that little voice that's always analyzing, judging, and just screaming instructions. Keep your elbow up. Bend your knees, don't mess this up. It's the source of all our tension and fear. But then you've got self two, the doer. This is your natural, intuitive self. It's your body's own wisdom. It's the part of you that just does. It's the part that operates in the zone without even thinking. And here's the whole problem in a nutshell. Self one is constantly getting in the way of self two.
Okay, so if self one is the problem, how in the world do we solve it? Well, this brings us to the core formula of the entire inner game philosophy. It's so simple, but so powerful.
Galloway boiled it down to this beautiful, elegant little equation. Performance equals potential minus interference. Think about that. Your potential is your raw, natural ability. It's what self two is capable of. The interference, that's all the junk that self one throws in the way. All the doubt, the overthinking, and the fear.
And this right here, this is a complete game changer. It flips everything on its head. You don't get to peak performance by trying harder, because that just makes self one shout even louder. The real secret is to reduce the interference. If you can just quiet that inner critic, your natural potential, it just gets to shine through. So how do you actually do it? Galloway laid out 3 simple but incredibly powerful steps. First, observe without judgment. So instead of hitting a tennis shot and screaming, "That was terrible," you just notice the facts. Okay, the ball went a little long. This takes all the emotion out of it that self one feeds on. Second, you have to trust your body's wisdom. You got to consciously let go of trying to over-control everything and just let self two, your natural trained abilities, take the wheel. And third, and this one is genius, focus on the present. You give self one a simple, non-judgmental job to do. For a tennis player, that might mean focusing only on the seams of the spinning ball. It's brilliant because it occupies that chattering critic, leaving self two free to just perform.
Now you might be thinking, okay, this is great for tennis, but I'm not a pro athlete. Well, this is where the whole concept just explodes beyond the court.
Galloway and everyone else realized pretty darn quick that this battle between self one and self two wasn't just a sports thing. It was happening everywhere, in the boardroom, on a stage, in our everyday lives. The principles were completely universal. And the idea just spread like wildfire. I mean, look at this. After tennis, it took over other individual sports like skiing and golf. Then it moved into creative fields with the inner game of music, helping performers overcome stage fright. By the late 90s, it hit the corporate world with the inner game of work. And eventually, it was applied to one of the biggest challenges we all face, the inner game of stress. The ideas were so powerful, they got the attention of some of the most successful people on Earth. Bill Gates famously called the inner game of tennis, quote, "the best guide to getting out of your own way." And he said its lessons applied to tons of other things he did in life. And he wasn't the only one. We're talking about legendary coaches like the NFL's Pete Carroll and the NBA's Phil Jackson. They built their entire coaching philosophies on these ideas. Giant corporations like AT&T, Apple, and Coca-Cola started using it in their training. It even inspired the super famous GROW coaching model that managers all over the world still use today. This wasn't just some niche idea. It was a flat-out revolution in how we think about human performance.
So, this brings us to the final and, honestly, the most important point. Why does a 50-year-old idea from a tennis court matter so much to us right here, right now?
Well, it's because in our modern world, the battle against self-one is more intense than it has ever been. Our inner critic has basically been given a megaphone through social media, endless notifications, and that constant pressure to compare ourselves to others. All that digital noise, it's literally designed to feed self-one's anxiety and distraction.
So in this world, the ability to quiet your inner critic, to shut out all that noise and actually trust your intuitive self, that's not just some neat trick you use for sports anymore. It is a modern superpower. It is the key to focus, to creativity, and to just genuine well-being in a world that is trying to pull you in a million different directions at once.
So this leaves us with one last, really essential question. It's not whether you're playing an inner game, because we all are, every single day. The real question is this: what inner game are you playing? Is it in your job, your relationships, your creative passions? And are you ready to finally get out of your own way and let your true potential shine?